screen. It's always better to visualize things. I will jump directly to the presentation. Hopefully you can see the screen. So what are the benefits of joining EIT manufacturing ecosystem and how it can help the different stakeholders in North Macedonia as well? Let me start before going into the details by introducing a bit ourselves. So EIT Manufacturing is one of the knowledge and innovation communities supported by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, the so-called EIT, which is actually part of European Commission, and it's a part of the Horizon Europe program. So EIT Manufacturing is one of the knowledge and innovation communities, and in total there are 9, each one of them dealing with a specific challenge which exists in global scale. So as per our name, we are focusing on manufacturing, and actually our activities are driven by the fact that Europe right now needs to become greener, needs to become more circular and more digital, while at the same time remaining competitive in the global stage. So these are the 3 drivers that we are using to transform actually the industry in Europe to support the small medium enterprises, but also the large corporates, and keep Europe sustainable. If we see and if we talk about digital transformation, of course, the digital technologies are changing the face of industry and the way we do business. And the transformation journey has already started in the different regions of Europe, while at the same time the European Green Deal, it's part of Europe's new growth strategy, and we have at the heart of it the goal of becoming the world's first climate neutral continent by 2050. Of course, the right conditions are needed for entrepreneurs to turn their ideas into products and services, and for the companies to use the digital transformation and the green transformation in order to thrive and grow. So having those in mind, the vision of EIT Manufacturing is actually to help the manufacturing innovation and put Europe as leader in this topic. And in order to do so, what we are doing is that we are bringing together manufacturing actors that come from innovation, education, but also business creation. And we enable the synergies between those actors in order to have the most out of the synergy effect. As I mentioned, we are a European partnership supported by EIT, and the aim is to build this Europe-wide network of industry and academia. And of course, we are funded by EIT with a specific budget that in 2026 in order to achieve the goals. So going a bit more on what we are doing and how we want to support the manufacturing industry. In the slide, you see the main pillars and the main direction we are working on. So we have innovation, we have education, business creation, and with these 3, we are forming this knowledge and innovation triangle. And in the middle, we have the regional innovation scheme, which is a specific program that is targeting the countries that are ranked as modest or moderate innovators based on the European scoreboard. Going a bit in more detail on what we want to do in those pillars, if we start from innovation, the main aim is to help the different actors from the different countries all across Europe, but also to bring new technologies in the factory and create new solutions to improve the manufacturing process, but also new solutions to improve the products themselves as well. And while we're working on new technologies on the innovation side, on education side, we are developing programs and courses that will enable the upskilling and reskilling of the European workforce in order to be able to actually use these technologies and exploit these technologies in the manufacturing industry. On business creation side, we are supporting the acceleration and the transformation on small, medium enterprises, and at the same time, we're supporting their entrepreneurship. So early stage, but also scale up and startups that want to increase their market and they want to have access to finance as well. And as I mentioned, last but definitely not least, the regional innovation scheme goes on top, involving innovation, education, and business creation activities, but focusing in the countries that are a bit behind on innovation and how we can transfer to these countries lessons learned and tailor-made services to help them boost their innovation capacity. Actually, most of the countries and most of the member states in Europe are part of this RIS scheme. Greece, that I come from, is one of them, North Macedonia as well. So it's very good to see how we can exploit this tool for the benefit of the North Macedonian ecosystem as well. A bit on the technical side, we saw the pillars, we saw the priorities, and then for each one of these priorities, we are implementing 4 flagships on the technical implementation. So we focus on technologies that enable the flexible production systems and the configurable production systems, so to be able to adapt into unexpected events like the ones we all were part of for the last couple of years with COVID and so forth. Then second flagship we have is the one focusing on the circular economy and the low environmental footprint for the manufacturing industry, which is also a very high priority in Europe overall. That comes in parallel actually with the technologies for the digital transformation and novel solutions that can enable the innovation inside the factory. And the fourth flagship is focusing more on how we can enable the co-working and the collaboration between the factory workforce and the new technical solutions. Either these involve automation, robotics, collaborative robots, and so on in hardware level, or software solutions involving artificial intelligence, predictive tools, and so forth. So how to make sure that the factory personnel, the human operators, can use these technologies and coexist in a seamless way. Having this in mind, in the next slides, I will share with you a set of highlighted opportunities that are the ones currently upcoming from the EIT manufacturing side. It will be a brief overview, but we will be here to provide more details and help you see where you can apply and get benefit from. So, starting from the innovation services, and to answer the question of how to bring new technologies and manufacturing processes in the factory and in the market, each year we are launching 2 open calls for proposals, for innovation proposals. And what do we mean? We are opening calls for consortia of 3 to 5 partners, including academic but industry partners, to come together and to request funding in order to reduce the risk of testing and validating a new solution, for example, in the Industry 4.0 domain. So these projects are typically have a duration of 1 or 2 years, and an average budget of 500K per project. 5 partners form a consortium, and this year we have the second open call that will open in September. So if you are interested, if you are developing a solution for manufacturing and you have already piloted it and tested it, and you want to increase its maturity from 5 to 6 to get it into technology readiness level 8 to 9, this is a good opportunity for you to partner with an industry. And if you are an industry and you want to test new solutions in your factory, then you can partner with technology providers and to submit for proposal in this topic. We are supporting the industry partners, but also the technology providers and the academic partners to find the relevant partners for submitting these proposals through matchmaking and networking services for our partners. And we are also helping them to set up different business intelligence services related to the technology mapping and also to the industry mapping in order to analyze their market potential and the technology available opportunities. And if we want to see how an innovation project would look like, this is an example from a previous year where we had the RTOs and the academic partner in the development phase of the new solution. Then the industry partners from the automotive sectors and the sector in this case for the piloting phase and for the testing phase of the new solution. Then the business owner, the technology provider, working on the commercialization, where in this case there was a new product which involved a robot integrating a 3D printer as a tool to be used actually for additive manufacturing in a more flexible way. I mentioned in parallel to that, we are working on upskilling and reskilling education programs. And in this case as well, we are funding 3 different activities coming from EIT labeled programs up to dedicated education workshops and the upskilling and reskilling courses for the industry. And in this case as well, this year in September, we will have our first open call in education to support projects that will implement strategies for upskilling and reskilling of European workforce in new technologies. The available budget will be 2.5 million euros for these projects overall, and all organizations coming from industry to academia are eligible to submit. And closing the loop between industry and academia, apart from our open calls, we have also a competition that is right now live and you can participate. And this is the Teaching Factory competition. In this competition, we are aiming to bring together industry and with academia. The industry partners are submitting challenges that they are facing in their manufacturing facilities and that they want to resolve. And based on these challenges, organizations from academia, RTOs, universities, and so forth submit proposals as solvers of these challenges. Again, we are funding these, both the industry partners and the solvers, and the projects are expected to start in 2023. And with this part, I can resume the opportunities under the EIT Manufacturing. The benefits that we see from these kind of activities coming from our partners are focused for the industry to be able to have access to innovative technologies from all across Europe, but also to be able to support them in forming consortia and claim co-funding for innovation and education process in the different manufacturing activities they want to implement. I think in the next talks, you will have the opportunity to see some examples of these activities. So I'm happy to give the floor to the colleagues of the panel to move forward with the presentations.
Thank you, Niki, for detailed elaboration on how EIT Manufacturing, especially in Southeast Europe, is focusing on improving the level of technology adaptation across Europe. And you mentioned the technology readiness level. Can you tell us more on which level you're more interested in, how you're bringing up on the scale and how that is combined with the Horizon Europe projects? Just to add that usually the academic and universities are applying to Horizon. Not much of companies are involved, to my knowledge, but there is different focus on technology readiness level of both programs, both Horizon and EIT.
You are very correct, Alexander, that there is a different focus here. And actually EIT in general, but also EIT Manufacturing is positioned right next to Horizon Europe. So in Horizon Europe, we see consortia involving academic partners, but also industry and technology providers that are coming together for 4 or 3 years to develop solutions and to test them and to pilot them into realistic industrial environments. So reaching up to TRL 5 or 6, not inside the actual factory, but in an environment that simulates the factory. The solutions are tested there. And then EIT Manufacturing is coming to take as input solutions that are tested in such simulated environment in TRL 5 to 6. And what we are doing is that we help them with funding and with our services to mature the technology readiness level up to 8 to 9. So in fact, to bring these technologies in the market and to bring them in the actual factories, in the operational production lines. And we are doing that again by having consortia and synergies between industry, but also our technology providers and our academic partners that bring the innovation part on board. So we are right next to the other. Horizon Europe, TRL 5 to 6, and then EIT Manufacturing, TRL 8 to 9, the target.
Super. And I like the approach, the 3 activities that you're bringing together, both innovators, academia, and industry, in order to boost the growth. Thank you, Niki. I've just shared your webpage and emails to the participants, but all the participants are welcome to post their questions in the chat so we can answer them in the second part of this panel. Now we'll go briefly to present the role of myself in the local ecosystem as a National Secretary. So I have been appointed this April as a National Secretary, representing all the 9 kits. As my colleague Niki briefly said, I will just show you a few graphs about EIT, which has a unique approach to innovation and integrates over 1,800 companies and SMEs, almost 300 cities, regions, and NGOs, over 400 research centers, and combined with the same number of higher education institutions, they are making the contribution to the knowledge triangle. And what we are trying to achieve is to take the idea from the student to make it more entrepreneurial, from idea to product, and from the lab to customer. So actually, the EIT is enhancing European innovation capacity, competitiveness, and quality of life by building innovation ecosystem and integrating business, education, and research. In all of this, we are addressing the social challenges faced in each of our communities. So these are the 9 kits active so far. Started 2010 with EIT Climate Kits, then follows Digital, Energy, Health, Raw Materials, then EIT Food, Manufacturing, Urban Mobility, Culture and Creativity is the last founded, and the EIT Water to be founded by 2026. The main activity areas are, again, education, business creation and acceleration, and supporting innovation-driven research projects. What are the results of the activity so far on Europe level? There are established 71 innovation hubs across Europe. As mentioned, almost 3,000 partners, which managed to support almost 8,000 ventures in the development phase, which managed to raise almost 8 billion euros from those ventures. Around 30,000 jobs were created, and through the educational programs we have almost 4,000 graduated EIT different programs. In total, almost 2,200 new products and services have been developed. Going down from the European level to the Western Balkans, we have 4 offices, almost 5 million euros grants provided to Western Balkans. 75 ventures were supported from different programs, and we have 29 active KIDS partners present in the Western Balkans. And there are 3 companies supported by in Western Balkan, which launched different innovation, and we have almost 8,000 participants in EIT education and training. Going further down to North Macedonia, we are running just the first office. The total contribution was almost 1 million in grants to North Macedonia. 5 companies got support from the different programs. We have 4 active partners. There is 1 innovation launched by the EIT-based venture in North Macedonia, and significant numbers of participants in educational and training activities in a number of 1,351. So we can say that Macedonian innovators perform well in EIT education and training activities, but we are still below the potential of innovation and business creation activities. We have only 2 projects which are supporting innovation, 1 in manufacturing to be presented soon, and 1 in climate change. And for that reason, and taking in consideration that the EIT is having a focus on Western Balkans for the period 2021-2027, the first EIT Community RIS Hub as a National Secretary was established this April, with aim to fill the existing gaps through better on-ground accessibility. We are located in the accelerator UKIM, which is based in the office of the Center for Technology Transfer and Innovation, Innovate, based in the technical campus of Skopje University. And to create different events such as this, to raise the awareness about the potential and opportunities and needs of the local ecosystem and each EIT KIDS, and to work on cross-KIDS capacity building activities. In addition to this, we are in the phase of establishing synergies with the national authorities, including how to be more involved in implementation of IPA 3 funded project. So these are the roles which I'm undertaking for the last 3 months, and hopefully more intensively in the period to come, to be a key liaison between the local and EIT community by establishing efficient communication channels for collaboration and exchange of best practices. I'm here also in the capacity to avoid duplication among different EIT KIDS programs by sharing innovation and solution. We are also encouraged to promote joint activities among different EIT KIDS, and then, which is a special interest for North Macedonia, is to align with the national smart specialization strategies, which is in the process of adaptation, and of course to support the local ecosystem development. We are a national platform for showcasing EIT impact of initiatives, and also to share the value and the potential to drive interest and engagement. We will identify local funding opportunities to support innovative projects and regional growth, and we are interested in combining those local funding opportunities with EIT and with additional funding available from the companies to have a bigger effect on the transformation. This is our third event we have organized so far on raising the awareness of the EIT and the local ecosystem in order to promote the EIT objectives and achievements and to boost and foster potential collaboration. Continuously, we're mapping the local ecosystem players and key events. Especially here I would like to point out the key events because it's we are open to be informed on events you're going to organize or to participate in near future, because we would like to inform our EIT colleagues so they can identify their interest and join some of those activities. As Niki mentioned, in moderate and modest innovator member states, such as the countries in South and Eastern and Europe, they establish regional innovation scheme offices, which are here to build capacities and to establish closer interaction with the local knowledge triangle innovation actors and their activities, and to strengthen the links to the smart specialization strategies. In addition to this, we have also the EIT HEI Innovation Capacity Building program for higher education with objective to create systematic impact by engaging universities at institutional level with aim to strengthen their entrepreneurial and innovation capacity, but also there to better integrate into innovation ecosystem. For the last 3 years, there have been supported 80 consortiums in which 14 Macedonian partners participate. In one, we have the universities in Kirill and Methodios, and the other one is the Business Accelerator Turkim, where we are building models how to make the university more entrepreneurial and more innovational. So what can you do next? You can become a partner in one or more knowledge and innovation communities. Today we have EIT Kids Manufacturing presenting their activities. Then you can be involved in some existing activities, like the third initiatives where the industry are presenting their challenges presented by Niki from EIT Manufacturing, and also you can benefit from various activities like applying to different postgraduate studies, professional learning programs, capacity building actions, and activities of the incubators and pre-accelerators. Please visit the general webpage of the EIT so you can learn more about all the activities, and you can check our local page at which is at bauaccelerator.com/EIT, where you can find integrated information about the activities and open calls across the EIT. So I think I will leave the floor now to our two prominent guests who are running their laboratories supported by EIT, so they can tell us more on what they are planning to achieve. The following speaker is Dr. Bojan Jovanovski, professor in the Mechanical Faculty of Skopje University, who is managing the Smart Learning Factory in Skopje, to tell us more on the vision and how they are planning to engage with the industry in order to create more innovation across it, and how the academia will contribute to that. Bojan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Aleksandar. So I'll share my screen now. Is everything okay? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So as Aleksandar said, my name is Bojan Jovanovski, and I will present the story and the vision of the Smart Learning Factory in Skopje. So the goal of this Smart Learning Factory is to create a physical simulation environment for learning production concepts where practitioners from the industry and students can further develop their skills, focusing on the topics of lean management and Industry 4.0. Just as a short introduction for those that that are not aware about the concept of the Learning Factory, it was established in 1994 and the Penn State University in USA. And as you can see from the picture, it's a triangle. We call it a magic triangle between the industry, the faculty, and the students. So basically, the industry is giving challenges, like the teaching factory challenge that Niki said before. Then the faculty is organizing how to develop solutions, about this challenge. And then together with the students, they can solve different solutions about this industry particular challenge. The roadmap for developing this smart learning factory Skopje is started from the 30 years ago, where a lot of professors from our department had ideas about this kind of laboratory. But most recently, from the 2010, it's a more structured idea. Then, as you can see, like every success story, there are failed attempts for financing this kind of organization. But then in 2020, we, together with the company Rade Končar-Tep and few of my students, we had a production planning game that we developed, which is called Fun Factory, and which was a basis for a paper that we presented at the conference for learning factors in 2020. And then the key point is year 2022, where together with our partners, as you will see from TU Wien and Festo Learn Centrum, we developed and completed the Learn for SMEs project for establishing this kind of laboratory. This year, the Learning Factory is installed and running, and currently in September, we are transferring to another bigger facility, because at the end of this year and in the following year, we will have 19 new modules, which will be added to the current existing layout. And this is the Learn for SMEs project that started, initiated all. It was supported by the Regional Innovation Scheme that Aleksandar and Niki already said something about, which are targeting countries like North Macedonia in order to establish innovative products and solutions. Apart from developing and establishing this learning factory, we also, together with our partners, developed a blended training program on the topic of Lean Manufacturing 4.0, which is facilitated by digital learning nuggets and hands-on showcase in our learning factory. And as you can see from the picture, in November 2022, around 40 participants were engaged in this training and got certificate from the EIT Manufacturing, and more in detailed in this skills.move platform that was established. And now we are also running another project, which is a follow-up project called Competency Project, about hybrid training course for promoting competence development in manufacturing in the Southeast Europe. As you can see, the topics that we decided as partners are Lean 4.0, enhanced quality control, and human-robot collaboration. This is done together with University of Chalmers, University of Tartu, FabLab, Bosnia Herzegovina, and the University of Zagreb in Croatia. And as you can see, so from the 5 projects that are being run in our country in the last 2 years, 2 are being run through the Smart Learning Factory. And so basically, basic information about Learning Factory: it's situated at the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and is operated by the Department of Industrial Engineering and Management. You will see later we have so far 7 different modules: the Kanban storage, the smart Pokayoke, the working station transporter, 2D machine vision, the SCARA robot, which are now presented at this laboratory. These are the old facility, but also in this short amount of time, we also had the opportunity to develop one experiment about doing an assembly on different products based on the Pokayoke station and based on without the Pokayoke station with our students, and the results were very significant. We are targeting 2 different groups, which is the academic group and also the industry group. We are offering services in the training, research, and consultancy. I will tell you a little bit later about this. But as you can see on the right, based on this learning factory that was established last year and this year, we are currently running 4 different projects. One of them was the already mentioned competency project. Then we have project for advanced skills for competitive manufacturing, together with our colleagues from the faculty, and where we will expand our equipment. And then 2 different scientific projects. The one is Lean for Zero Waste, which is basically implementing sensors in different modules for Industry 4.0 topics, and then Digits ME project for maturity assessment of the digital transformation of the companies in North Macedonia. So for one of the project, the RCF project, sorry, so we have one product that is simplified from the automotive industry, and then we developed a prototype for it, didactical prototype. This prototype of a product will enter and will pass through all these processes from raw material to the dispatching of the client. These operations and these processes will be run through the Smart Learning Factory in Skopje. As you can see now, these are the current modules that we have so far, and we will add modules before the this layout so far and after the modules that we have so far. I don't have a lot of time to explain all of these modules, but basically and shortly I will tell you that we will have systems for tracking and tracing of products and workers in the facility. Then we have opportunities for sorting by cobots through machine vision, and so sorting the products in different Kanban boxes. Then we'll have, Then we'll have a lot of different kind of data management systems through MES, ERP, or simulation softwares. Then we'll have an opportunity to have an assembly systems with augmented reality together with our colleagues. And quality control, we'll have the quality control by machine vision with using 3D cameras, and also smart warehouse management system that will be connected with RFID sensors in order to better locate the product of the in the whole production. At the end, or maybe this is the most important slide of it all, these are the services of the Smart Learning Factory in Skopje. So basically, we envision that this Smart Learning Factory to be a showroom to discover new technologies for Lean and Industry 4.0. And I'm happy to say that we already signed a contract with one of our partners, and Tritech and Vangel is here with us now. This is the first partner that we have so far, and they will implement these unknown systems. So they will implement unknown systems in our learning factory. Apart from these unknown systems, so we will have also additional 5G AI systems, additive production, tracking and tracing, as we said. So basically, new technologies that can be showed in this laboratory. Apart from that, we are offering this equipment that we have so far and the one that we will have in the future as a laboratory for experimenting with new technologies and scenarios. So our lab is envisioned to be open one, so that a lot of companies and also research institutions can come and experiment with it. The third option is to be a training center for upskilling and reskilling of future industry personnel. And as you can see on the right side, we have different modules, always connected with Lean management and the Industry 4.0 one. The list is not finalized, and it's open for adding things that are needed for the industry for the company. And at the end, the Smart Learning Factory to be an innovation hub for developing digital transformation solutions for the manufacturing industry. So basically, together with our partners, to be some kind of integrators of different solutions that can improve the productivity of the companies. So we will have also our ecosystem. As you can see, in the center is the team, the core team of the Smart Learning Factory in Skopje. Then in the very near to us, there will be the consultants and partners who will have added value to the Smart Learning Factory with their different competences that we are not covering. And also I will have a network of entities and individuals and members in our Smart Learning Factory. When we say about network, the very closest network to us is the one that is in our technical campus that already Aleksandar said about, as basically the Fab Lab Skopje, the Idea Lab, or the Center for Green Technologies are entities that will help us in applying for different projects or also developing different solutions to the companies. At the end, I would like just to emphasize that the team from the Smart Learning Factory in Skopje with its partners is open for collaboration with the industry in the fields of providing different kind of trainings, doing research projects, and assisting in implementation projects. All of them in the field or for the goal to maximize the productivity of the companies. I would like to thank you for the attention. And just at the end, I would like to show you one of the projects that are being done by one of our students, which is a 3D model of the future layout of the learning factory. And this model will be then a basis for digital twin and also augmented reality of the production. Aleksandar, that will be all from my side. Thank you very much. This is basically the vision of our factory. And now I hope that you will hear different things from Panos, more practical things from their experience in Patras. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bojan, for sharing your vision and already projects onboarded in the implementation phase within the smart factory in Skopje. Hopefully we will have many companies onboarding within your educational, but more in R&D projects where they can work on improving their internal processes, technologies, and new products and services. Last but not least, we have Thanos from. I'm just trying to share in parallel. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
We have Dr. Panayotis Stavropoulos from the University in Patras, the Department for Mechanical Engineering and Aeronautics, who is running the Laboratory for Manufacturing System and Automation. Compared to what Bojan said as the start of the journey, from our discussion, I'm aware that your journey, which is lasting the last 30 years, has much more concrete case studies to present.
Okay, we are in the business, let's say, for 30 or more years, but I going to believe that we are still in our starting phases. So many things to come and many things to evolve. So hello to all, good evening to all. I'm Panos Stavropoulos. I'm a professor in Laboratory for Manufacturing Systems and Automation in the Department of Mechanical Engineering and Aeronautics, University of Patras in Greece. Let me also try to share my screen so that we can also have a visual of what we are going to discuss in the next few minutes or so. So, thank you, Aleksandar, for the introduction, and thank you for the floor, so that we can present our, let's say, main focus of business, main focus of interactions and developments regarding European and EIT related manufacturing projects. A couple of introductory slides of what we are and where we do come from. LMS, so this is the abbreviation for the Laboratory for Manufacturing Systems and Automation, has been set it up in the phase or in the mode that it operates today in the mid-90s by Professor George Chrysolouris when he returned from the States. He was a professor in the MIT, and in the 90s he came back in Greece and set it up the operation of LMS in its current form. What we have started since then, and what we keep in mind and keep in as a way of operating, as a way of thinking, is to be in touch and to be in contact with a very large number of high-tech companies, okay, all over Europe and also all over the globe. So particular emphasis in our operation is given in the number or in a close collaboration with industrial partners. This is the key, if you want, in the key figure in our success. More or less, we have a man count of about 100 researchers, and this is something that keeps up growing and keeps evolving. A couple of KPIs so that we can understand the level or the range of our operations. We have been part in more than 200 R&D European R&D projects. We have organized, and this is very, very important for the academia, we have organized 15 international conferences, which means that we are sound and well established and appreciated in the communities that we do operate, and we can, let's say, we can bring in our premises, we can bring in our events, people from all over the globe. And of course, since we are in academia, we have to publish, and this has to be counted in more than 1,000 scientific articles, all related to manufacturing. We are organized in 3 different groups, okay? Our main denominator is that, or what we try to do, is we try to optimize manufacturing. We try to optimize manufacturing, looking into the manufacturing operations from 3 different disciplines or from 3 different, let's say, point of views. So we are looking into the lower hierarchical level of manufacturing, the manufacturing processes. So this is the group that I am driving. We also then are escalating the level of operations, and we are looking into manufacturing in the level of machine, collaboration, human with machine, robot with human, robot with robot, okay? And of course, virtual reality applications. And on the higher end, on the higher level, we are looking into optimizing again manufacturing from the perspective or from the point of view of the manufacturing systems, line, system line, factory, and ecosystem in general, okay? Of course, there are numerous technologies that cross through these 3 different pylons, if you like. We are talking about AR, we're talking about VR, we're talking about robots, we're talking about data, big data, deep learning techniques, and many other AI, of course, machine learning, that are being used and implemented in all these 3 disciplines. Through our, let's say, long operation or collaboration, we have granted and we have gained a great number of partners, and what has to be kept in mind that these collaborations are long-lasting collaborations. They're not one-off, so we have very close partnership. For instance, with automotive industry, we have very close partnership with, for instance, with aerospace industry, with automation industry, with robotic industry, and many others. What needs to be said is, okay, with just a number of projects that we have been working through the last 10 years or so. What is important is, if we just keep in mind the blue colors, is that all these proposals have been coordinated, and the projects have been proposals and projects coordinated by LMS. Which means that we have granted the trust not only of industry, of the industrial partners, but also from the European Commission and other funding bodies to have a laboratory, a university laboratory, coordinating and managing the taxpayers' money, if you want to say. At last, some things that I think, some issues or some topics that I think are quite important, and these have also very close connection with what we have seen from the previous talks. For the small and medium enterprises, it's very important that we have set up a number of digital innovation hubs or competence centers specialized in various disciplines, in various domains, okay? So we can revitalize the local ecosystems. They can have a one-stop shop, reach out and try to test new technologies prior to invest, which is very important if we can imagine that more or less the industrial ecosystem is quite similar or along the same lines with what you face in your country, okay? This just a small number of them. We have Manu Hub, a digital innovation hub that was established in the Western Greece and had to, let's say, operate and provide consultation and testing facilities in our region. The other ones are more or less thematic. We have the Trinity one that has to do with advanced robotics and cyber-physical systems for agile production. RIMA has to do with maintenance and inspection. AMABLU has to do with additive manufacturing, and TESMERA has to do with robotic challenges in a way. Okay, and moving on, just to ring some bells, I know that there are attendees that come from industry, there are attendees that come from academia, there are attendees that come from any other related organizations to innovation. I have selected a couple of, let's say, best cases or interesting cases coming out of EIT, EIT funding projects. Okay, as you might be aware, LMS was the leading partner for the EIT Manufacturing proposal, and we were the ones that set it up, the association, and then it became an association and it's up to its own. So we are involved in the EIT from the very first day prior to the starting of the project, as we were also leading the proposal of EIT Manufacturing. And we're very proud of what the companies can do and what the companies can gain when they become involved in such activities. There are different levels of innovation. There are different levels of research, starting from low TRLs up to ready products. Okay, the main advantage of EIT is that somebody can get funding to provide and produce a product that is going to be sold. Okay. One of the main advances, or one of the main, let's say, one interesting activity had to do with a consortium including COMAO, which is the robot manufacturing, IFIFS, that is a Malta-based small SME related or focusing in electromobility. They're building, let's say, small electrical vehicles. We had also area labs from our premises, from our region, that is looking into computer vision solutions, EWF, and of course CAS, but it's a software manufacturing company based in Athens. The challenge was to provide, to improve the battery pack assembly, because in electromobility, quite a big challenge has to do with the welding of non-ferrous dissimilar materials with different ways and techniques, and the welding, the quality of the weld, besides the structural issues, is very, very critical also for the operation of the battery and the electrical circuits in general. So a zero defect solution for that kind of laser welding of EV batteries has been or is on the state of the art or on the high requirements of such industries. So we did have to focus and produce a monitoring system for monitoring and control this kind of operations along the lines of dual modality monitoring within IR and RGB levels. Off-axis setup was required, and online, inline, and real-time quality assurance based on AI and retrainable datasets that have been produced. What has been, let's say, produced by this project was a software platform along the lines with the datasets and along the lines with the monitoring system, and now this is on the market, by the business owner of such products. Another interesting story, having again to do with manufacturing processes, was coming from the demand of the industry in order to be able to print large-scale additive manufacturing parts, and this had to do to produce a large-scale additive manufacturing machine. Okay. And the challenge was to create the highest deposition rate of DED/ARC kit on the market. We know that additive manufacturing resolves some of the manufacturing problems, okay, but creates new ones. One of them is its slow time to manufacture a part. So the challenge for the company is how we can increase the deposition rate in order to increase the speed of building the component, okay, and also at the same time retaining the level of sustainability in a way that it's feasible and sustainable for the operators and for the market. So we did create a twin wire end effectors for both titanium and steel electrodes, okay, and this kind of machinery has been built, has been optimized along with the control parts and control circuits and control subsystems, and now it's on the market again by WAM. Okay, WAM is a business owner and are the ones that have the opportunity to increase their market portfolio, to increase their business range with this kind of new machinery developed again within an EIT project. And at last, but not least, again in the field of additive manufacturing, but more along the lines of manufacturing systems optimization. We have all heard about 3D printing farms, many distributed production areas. What has to be done and how this could be done is to be for such kinds of manufacturers to be able to organize the production, distribute the production in different areas depending on the customer, and optimize the production depending on the different KPIs they want to improve. Again, LMS with Prima Additive. Prima Additive are additive manufacturing, let's say, machine tool builder based in Turin, and CASP, that is a software software manufacturer based in Athens, have developed the so-called A-Cloud, which is a platform for the optimization, scheduling optimization of different manufacturing processes and additive manufacturing processes. Over and above now the technical stuff and technical results, what is also very, very important is along the lines, of course, of EIT manufacturing activities, the so-called teaching factory knowledge exchange network. Okay, teaching factory is a methodology that's been developed in our lab. It's been developed in the MIT since Professor Husoluris was in the States. But what claim is that we try to bring into the academia the factory, the industry, and we try to bring into the industry the academia. So it's a two-way communication channel, bringing and providing solutions to the solutions and training to the industry. But these kind of solutions and training are very, very much based on the actual needs of the industrial partners. So we have set up a network of different actors along the European continent. Many of them are universities, but most of them are industrial partners. They come to us, they let us know their problems, their challenges, their needs and their wills regarding training and similar activities. And we do provide a number of training activities all over the year. For instance, just to give you some numbers, these are the final KPIs of the last year operations. But we did had during last year, we did had very, very close, very, very big initiative with Volvo cars, and we did had trained over 100 engineers of Volvo on additive manufacturing techniques and technologies, and how and what is the best way to integrate them in their design and production facilities. I hope I haven't overcome my time limits. Thank you very much for your attention, and I am available for any questions, comments, or discussions either during the session or afterwards. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Panayotis, for a wonderful presentation where you present us several cases on industry-academia collaboration. We have 40 participants coming from the industry on today's panel, so I'm kindly asking all of you to pose the questions to both Niki as Managing Director of EIT Manufacturing, but also if you have any idea of collaborating with both laboratories, one based in Skopje, the other one in Patras, so how we can help you all get more involved with EIT Manufacturing, but also with existing services provided by both factories. Before we get any question from our colleagues, Panos, do you have any collaboration so far with North Macedonian entities involved in your activities?
We have started discussing with your colleague in the colleagues from the Smart Factory, Bohan and others, but we are in the line of setting back activities and let's say on common areas of interest. So it's something that is ongoing, but we are more than happy to reach out to your local ecosystem, to your companies that and try to hear their problems. And we have a great portfolio of solutions that can be provided and comply with their needs and wills. So. And there are tools, there are funding tools as Niki has presented in the EIT, but also there are also other funding tools along other disciplines of European R&D arena.
Thank you. So, dear colleagues from the industries, I think now is the right moment to start collaborating with respective speakers. I have shared their web pages and their emails, so for sure you can contact them directly afterwards. But let's take this opportunity and discuss how we can collaborate more.
Thank you also on my side, Alexander, for this slot that allowed us to share what we are doing. On my side, I would like also to highlight the two currently ongoing opportunities joining EIT manufacturing activities. So one of them is this RIS program that is targeting to support innovators to bring their technology from TRL 7 to TRL 9. I have posted the link on the chat, so the application phase is now open from July 20 to September 20. And there will be financial support to these innovators up to 30,000 euros. So if you are interested, you have piloted your technology and you want to take it to the next step, please don't hesitate to apply there for us to support you. I know we will share the presentations afterwards, so you will find all the details in the presentation. As if you have any questions or if you want to learn more for a specific program, we're really looking forward to support you.
Thank you, Niki. As we are over time already and we don't have much question, I would just like to share that our government has just signed a memorandum of understanding with EIT Manufacturing. It's a frame which defines more opportunities for collaboration. So that's also additional great news which can enable more participants from North Macedonia joining and leading your projects. You will be contacted by the government officials on the next steps and how to collaborate further.
Great news.
So I think we are about to end our today's panel. Thank you all 40 plus participants on such a hot weather, but in our cozy environments, probably with decent AC, participating in this presentation, learning how we can collaborate more with each other and becoming part of the European ecosystem for innovation. I suppose Niki and Panos and Bojan are here not just to onboard you on their projects, but also to help you navigate in creating consortium partners for different causes. Niki, you have special dedicated part of your webpage where they can identify potential partners for the consortium, or they should approach you directly?
I think what can work more easily is to approach our team, and we will help the different organizations navigate more easily in the website, in the different opportunities there.
Okay, super. So thank you all for the participation, and hopefully we'll have following sessions in September before the course and with other participants. Have a great summer and think innovative to transform our local economy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for presentation.
Thank you. Bye to all.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Aha.